Pisces, welcome back to your reading. If you are a returning subscriber, I want to say really, really cool. Appreciate you. Thank you for coming back. If you're brand new to the channel or just cross-watching, I'm JT. We're going to do a general reading. So like I always say, make sure you just don't hate the reader. I'm just interpreting the cards, okay? Sometimes the energy lines up with us, things in life, situations, whatever. So just take what fits with you, all right? And do remember that right before I start your reading, I always include the 3 brand new poems from Haiku Corner, okay? All right, we're going to shuffle up and we're going to find out about Pisces. I will show you the cards up close. I'll give you a breakdown of all the categories. First, I'm just going to get them all laid out. I've already pre-shuffled, but I am going to shuffle just for transparency's sake, okay? And like I said, just keep in mind they are just energies, all right? All right, let's lay these out and find out what we got here. All right, we have the current present energy, the crossing challenge. We have the foundation. We have the recent past. We have the possibilities. We have the near future. We have the self. We have the environment. We have the hopes, fears, wishes, or worries, and the outcome and the direction. All right, Pisces, here are your 3 brand new poems. Okay, Pisces, I hope you enjoyed those. Listen, this reading has definitely got soulmate, maybe potential for the twin flame connection. So if you resonate with that kind of thing, stick around and we're going to go over and find out what is in your energy. Okay. All right, we're going to take a look at this very first card, which this is your present energy. Okay. We have the Temperance card. We could be talking about Sagittarius energy right off the bat if you're if you resonate with somebody who is in your timeline, it's Sagittarius. But this is definitely this is slow burn, but undeniable momentum. Okay, this is that phase that is nothing's rushed, nothing is definitely going to move way too fast, but it's not stagnant either. Okay, this is blending 2 worlds together here. The 3D, the 5D, it's creating this magnetic, balanced kind of a glow, and it's probably a mirrored situation around, around 2 people. Doesn't have to be 2, could be multiple, but I'm just saying, this is maybe someone might be, I don't know, somebody might be texting you a little bit slower than usual. Okay, it's not the, it's not because of disinterest, is what I'm getting at. It's more because whoever we're dealing with here, somebody's trying to get this right. Okay. This is healing from past connection, but I feel like maybe they're still watching, maybe silently. So like I said, this could have been a situation where one or the other may have, dropped out suddenly, and so this has definitely got that alchemizing that hurt space. But, we all know that kind of like that twin flame journey has that push pull retreat scenario. So just take what resonates with you here. But if we're talking about like this masculine energy, it's kind of like they're trying to match your emotional pace, instead of like, overwhelming the hell out of you here. So Um, this could be mixing work and passion projects together. Creating a new a new source of income for yourself. Um, if you're noticing synchronicities like repeating numbers or something like that when thinking of somebody, and we're talking about maybe a long distance connection, that might end up stabilizing with fewer kind of mixed signals involved. Way more clarity. Um, this could be you balancing out two romantic options. Okay, one that's very familiar with you, or one that might be brand new. Just take what applies. You guys. So, but this is definitely it's got the feeling of like moderating emotional reactions. Okay, especially around like jealousy or maybe uncertainty. So, you know, someone maybe has like hazel or brown eyes is what I'm getting maybe. Um, this is definitely trying to build trust with you though. Um, Maybe you're blending like spiritual practical approaches, to your money. Um, I don't know. This is just steady growth. Okay, so I don't know. As far as like a human behavior, we're talking about maybe somebody rereading your messages. Before replying back, taking their time. They're just trying to avoid drama, and they're trying to like maybe show some consistency that maybe they had dropped out on. If we're talking about the masculine energy here, it's definitely got that slow down, uh, you know, situation. And if we're talking about like the feminine, this is a softening, okay, but staying very discerning in the situation. Somebody could be seeing synchronicities, like I said, like 11, maybe. I don't know, maybe somebody's really into like feather art or something like that. This could represent like dreams, that feel like real messages. Okay. Sagittarius season. Okay. Maybe early spring or, after like a long conversation or something like that might take place. All right. We're going to look at this challenge card now. Okay. We have the 6 of Swords. All right. I'm going to be gentle with this one, right? This part might feel a little bit tender, but um, I really feel like this is here, to help you move forward in this situation. This is emotional baggage that you're still carrying around with you. Okay, the stuff that you thought you might be done with. Okay, that's still kind of tugging at you. Um, I don't know, but I feel like maybe someone might. Um, I don't know. Someone still kind of keeps resurfacing, in your energy. Um, maybe someone ghosted you, right? Of the obvious, but now they want to talk. It's like leaving behind a third party situation that drained the hell out of you, is what I'm getting at here. But like there's an emotional distance from a person, that breadcrumbs you, but I don't know, maybe you're like, and this is the part that, like I said, might sting a little bit. So like you delete the message, but yet you still kind of keep checking the profile, right? Um, if we're talking about like a masculine energy here, it's a person that's trying to maybe leave a toxic situation, so that they can, come forward to you. This could talk about you, like transitioning from like your job or whatever role that you're playing right now. And unsure maybe that you're making the right choice in that situation. We're talking like healing from jealousy type triggers, maybe that came from other relationships or something like that. But it's definitely you choosing peace over, you know, the passion side. But passion might still show up in your life anyway, right? Or in that, in that behavior. But this is someone who avoids like the deep conversations because I feel like they're fearing, losing you. Maybe if they just told you the truth here, you know. Um, if we're talking about the energy dynamics here, it's like the masculine is escaping something, okay, and the feminine here is like releasing something, okay. So it's definitely that got that mirrored kind of an energy. That's why I'm saying it's like this could definitely talk about a soulmate connection or just a really high energy type connection with someone here. Okay, we could be talking about like as far as synchronicities are concerned, maybe 6 weeks or like something could have occurred around Aquarius season, January, the middle of January through the, the ending part of February, something like that. Doesn't have to be, but it could have been after like a difficult conversation or something like that. Or maybe that was part of that, you hadn't, that whole season, nothing was happening, very stagnant or something like that. Okay. All right. Moving on now into the foundation, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. This is the long game. This is the investment. This is, like I spoke of earlier, that it's just something that's taking its time, right? The slow build that's finally going to pay off. Um, I don't know, someone you've known, for years, maybe suddenly comes a romantic possibility for you. Excuse me, my allergies are kicking me right now. This is like a job you thought that maybe went stagnant on you, but it's starting to show some kind of potential. Could be. So I mean, it's got the planting seeds for creative projects or businesses or something like that in it. But if we're talking like the masculine energy, it's like a person who's just kind of kicked back, and they're just kind of evaluating whether or not to commit to this situationship, this relationship, or the questions behind whether this is soulmate or twin flame connection here. This could be you like saving money, for just a damn car or a major purchase here. Okay. Um, but it could also represent like someone is watching your progress, right, just kind of quietly, behind the scenes, they're like, they're proud of what you're accomplishing, but they're not really, not really saying anything, just kind of being silent about it. Okay. um Maybe you're noticing patterns, in love, um that you're finally breaking. Okay. Waiting for someone to kind of like catch up emotionally could apply for somebody. But also it's like you're seeing slow but steady improvements maybe in your money or your, investing type situations. Okay. Um, this represents to me though, in this situation, like I said, I felt like from the very beginning, there's a soulmate connection. So it's definitely got that, a gradual, but not explosive type, unveiling here, um, as far as like human behavior situations, we're talking about someone here, or this could apply to you as well, but checking your online presence, right? But they're not messaging, uh, and that helps them to kind of maybe plan for some kind of a long term, strategy in the situation here. So as far as the energy dynamics are concerned, we're talking about this masculine energy is definitely, it's calculating, right? And the feminine has that nurturing. You're just trying to pull back and stay within their lane, so to speak. As far as like synchronicities are concerned, somebody could be a gardener. They like to get their hands dirty, earthy type energy. um, you could be talking about like anything from going through a like a somewhere where there's a construction site on the highway and you're seeing these slow down signs, and all of a sudden you think of this person. Repeating numbers like 777 or 717. We could be talking about, as far as timing, like 7 weeks, any time between 7 weeks or something like 7 months, so like a Taurus season or something like that. You could be dealing with a Taurus here as well. Okay, moving on now. We're going to take a look at that recent past. And we have the Queen of Wands. Okay. This is you stepping into confidence. It's definitely magnetism. Okay. It's, you've posted something that's, I don't know, maybe you posted something online where you were just looking pretty damn hot. I'm just gonna say it like that, right? But it's maybe made someone jealous here. This is definitely fire sign here. Okay? This is passion. This beauty. You're gorgeous. Whether you're non-gender specific, you just got a glow up going on. You're beautiful. Okay. And maybe you turned some heads. Okay. This could have been like somewhere you were at, like at a concert, or you were just out chilling with the friend group, whatever it was. Took a picture and it was like shit, that looks good. So, but anyway, what I'm saying is like maybe someone flirted with you about this and maybe it was a little bold. I don't know. Could have been something like that. But um, this could speak about, maybe you cut somebody off that underestimated your value, your worth, your position in your stance, how you showed up. But I don't know. It could talk about also like, oh, starting a passion project, or some kind of a creative type endeavor that, I don't know, it got maybe some attention, and probably got some attention from multiple people at once. This doesn't have to apply, but it could for some people. So, um, excuse me, you've maybe attracted someone with a very intense physical chemistry. Okay, sexually, I mean, you got the vibe going on here, right? And we could be talking about somebody who has like very soft eyes, okay? Maybe like amber type eyes or something. And maybe like this person you caught staring at you, and they kind of like, turn their head a little bit. So I don't know, but you noticed it, you recognize it, okay? But this is you reclaiming your power, This is stepping up maybe after a breakup or, a disappointment of some kind, right? So as far as like human behavior, we're talking about, people may be complimenting you more right now, because of your appearance, okay? Or someone around you could act very protective. That might be some of the signs to look for here, right? Um, as far as like the energy, we're definitely talking about feminine here. That's absolutely glowing. It's magnetic. But if we are speaking about the masculine energy, it's about the masculine who's just, excuse my language, but fucking captivated here. Okay, so we could be talking about as far as like synchronicity. Somebody could be, somebody could definitely be like learning or studying about magic or, black magic. It doesn't have to be a darker energy magic, but it could be a lighter energy, white magic or something. But we're talking about like fire imagery or also just in those synchronicities, we're talking about like sudden bursts of, I don't know, I'm just feeling very confident, that type of deal. We could be also talking about like Leo season, or somebody could be in your timeline, um, in the Leo season here. So anytime between like July or August could be a significant date for somebody in that synchronicity situation here. I got to get a drink of my coffee. Hang on. Oh, okay. We are moving on here into the possibilities. We have the star, right? The star. We're talking about Aquarius here. Could be somebody in the timeline there, or dealing with an Aquarian, right? This is hope. This is healing. Wish coming true for you. You could feel like this person or this situation is a wish come true. This could be that person on the exterior from you, feeling like you're the one, right? You could be shining in the limelight right now. You could be like, doing your own YouTube channel or your online presence. You're just really feeling a glow up. This could apply to some people. It doesn't have to apply to everybody, but um, this could be talking about that soulmate connection that's going to definitely become much clearer. Okay. Um, I don't know, a financial blessing that may, arrive unexpectedly, meeting someone online, right? That you feel like, damn, that's faded, or, even like if we're talking about a long distance type relationship, uh, the connection definitely strengthening here. Okay. This is healing from jealousy or insecurities. We are talking about the 1 foot in the spiritual life, 1 foot in the, the grounded side. So it's alchemizing those energies like that. But it's receiving a gift or an opportunity. It's like uh, something that's feeling really magical. Okay, it just could be definitely your energy at this moment. Okay, or about the situation. Right? I did say we're talking about a definite soulmate or possible twin flame connection here. So it's like reconnecting with that one who mirrors your soul. Okay. Um, we're talking about someone who is about to or has maybe opened up emotionally more. Um, maybe sharing your dreams or future plans or something like that. As far as the energy dynamics are concerned here, this is the masculine maybe becoming way more vulnerable. I use these these energies interchangeable, right? So there could be a female who's in their masculine position who opens up, emotionally. And if we're talking about the feminine energy, it's like becoming hopeful here. So it could apply both ways. Just take what resonates with you here. As far as like synchronicities, you could be a star watcher, the night sky observer, right? Songs about destiny might be coming to mind. You might be hearing more songs like that. So anyway, we are going to move on now into the near future. Okay, we've got the Two of Cups, so definitely a soft landing here about to take place. Take a deep breath. This part is pretty tender, but I mean it in a good way. Okay, um, this is a mutual connection. Okay, a reunion. This is a partnership that feels equal. Okay, this is someone asks you out. Not to just hang out. They want to get to know you. This is more than just coffee. Let's get together and just converse. Okay, this is a soulmate returning. With emotional clarity. Okay, meeting someone maybe new who feels like you just have that instant familiarity with them. Okay. Um, a masculine energy person who might express their real feelings, okay, or feminine, it doesn't matter. This is the getting the text that is going to definitely change everything, okay, or the reconciliation with someone, after just those misunderstandings. You haven't spoken in a while or something like that, and everything becomes clear. The Two of Cups represents that reconciliation. This could be that you finally share that first kiss, and then or it's the deja vu before the kiss. You know what I'm saying? This is seeing that person's name everywhere, you know, uh, before they message, on your way to work, on your way home from work. I mean, just in the downtime, something like that. Okay, this is the exchange. This is the offering. This is the Two of Cups here that expresses that soulmate connection. Okay, this is I agree. This is total agreements here. Okay, so this is the initiate, right? They show up, they choose you. This is I choose you, you choose me energy here. So it's balanced, right? Masculine and feminine. Um, Mirroring numbers, right? Shared dreams, matching songs, something like that for synchronicities. We could be talking about in the time frame of like a 2 week period, or in Cancer, around the Cancer time, like middle of June, maybe the late July, something like that. Okay, moving on now. We have the self. We're showing up in the self with the Six of Cups. Okay. This is you're nostalgic, intuitive. Okay. This is reconnection. This is you're thinking about someone maybe from your past more than usual. Of that person. Definitely that person, soulmate connection, twin flame connection, whatever, if you resonate with that. A childhood friend or somebody or an ex or somebody that might return. It's revisiting like old hobbies or passions. It could be like dreaming about someone that you haven't spoke to in years. Um, this has got the I don't know. It kind of also feels like being drawn to like familiar places. Definitely that deja vu energy. Okay, but this is emotional safety. You know, uh, it could be talking about for some, healing from like childhood wounds or something like that. But I feel like you're remembering who you were. Okay, if this was a heartbreak, it's like you remember who you were before that. That energy's gone, or in the past, right? So you're reconnecting, right, with the softer side of yourself, attracting soulmates, not karmics, right? More sentimental, rereading, old messages. Any of that energy could apply there. Just trying to give you as many details as I can about, the energy that the card speaks of here. So if we're talking about like the feminine energy, this is softening energy. Okay. Um, and if we're talking about the masculine, this is definitely like reminiscing type energy here. So, so as far as synchronicities, you could be reminded like, old songs, I don't know, like old photographs of, graduating class, or that could apply to some people, maybe like or reunions or something. Um, as far as timing, any time from like 6 days, 6 weeks, or even during like some nostalgic moment that you have. That person's uh, that person's face shows up, or their name. You're seeing that name. Okay. All right, moving on now. Hang on, Tigger boy. My grand kitty wants upstairs, and I'm not going to let him yet. I'm not going to interrupt this reading, buddy. You're just going to have to wait. Environment. The environment around you. What is around you? We have the Page of Cups. Someone around you is developing serious feelings for you, okay? It's got that shy, sweet, genuine kind of an energy. This could be a younger person, right? Or younger emotionally, maybe. It's just got that I've got a crush on you, it's flirty messages, out of nowhere. It's someone apologizing, a new romantic opportunity, right? Um, Someone, like I said, checking out your online presence. You could be checking out someone's online presence. It doesn't matter, but um, I don't know, maybe receiving a compliment that feels really sincere here. This is the cute emoji, or the playful text. We could be talking about a water sign here. So any of the water signs, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer could be, somebody you're dealing with here, or in your timeline. This is maybe like getting invited to something casual, but underlying, it's definitely got that meaningful, playful kind of energy. Okay. Someone's definitely nervous around you. Okay. Or you could be nervous around a particular person. Okay. This might be the blush, or the hesitate, or the overthinking the message kind of dynamic situation. So as far as energy dynamics, we're talking about the feminine. This is you inspire this person, right? uh, or masculine energy, it's got that admiring energy. As far as synchronicities, the somebody could have, like, a fish tattoo. There, like I said, we were talking about maybe Pisces situation. Any water type synchronicities, cute little coincidences. Something that's like, you catch that person out of the corner of their eye, maybe they wink at you, or, and that might be kind of an old thing, but I'm just saying, somebody makes a cute little comment right after you think about that person, or something like that. Okay. Now we're moving on into the hopes, fears, wishes, or the worries category, and we are talking about the Six of Pentacles. Soft landing here, you guys. This is the part about fairness and emotional balance. It's nothing scary, right? It's clarity on both sides. I think you both want reciprocity here, right? Fear of giving, like, way more than you receive. Um, Maybe you worry that someone, is not going to match the type of effort that you're willing to put in. Okay. Maybe you hope someone's going to finally reach out and invest emotionally. This could apply to both sides of the fence. So, um, it's I want equal texting, right? Um, you fear being taken advantage of, right? Financially or emotionally. So it's that hope for a partner who gives as much as you do. Okay. Fearing, I don't want to be too generous in this situation. I want somebody to show up consistently. No more breadcrumbing, that type of bullshit. But this is, I want a relationship where both people kind of just pour everything into it. So hang on, Bubba, just a moment. Anyway, so as far as the masculine energy, it's like, it's got that I want to prove this energy. And as far as the feminine, we're talking about, it's a receiving type energy. So somebody could be seeing synchronicities around, like, coins. Somebody may like the color gold. They may appreciate wearing the gold color a lot. Um, Definitely balance, something to do with balance imagery or something, and timing. We're talking about maybe 6 weeks or something like that. Again, like, Virgo, might be a significant date for somebody around the end of August, through September. Um, okay, now we're moving on into the outcome and the direction. Hang on, Tig, please. We are talking about judgment here. All right. Look, this is big. Okay. It's empowering. This is the awakening moment, right? A definite major decision, a rebirth, a reunion, a calling, if whatever it is, however it fits for you. But this is reconnecting with that soulmate or that twin flame. This is the new life pattern, right? Receiving that message, it's going to change everything for you. This past connection, however that played out for you, it's gonna get closer to you in your direction. You know, you awaken spiritually. This is breaking all those karmic cycles. This is choosing yourself over the old patterns. This is forgiving someone or even yourself. Stepping into your purpose, experiencing you know experiencing life changing type uh, realizations here. Someone finally confessing. Tigger boy, you are so interrupting this reading. You're being rude. Please wait just a moment. I'm sorry, you guys. Look, this is the real life deal, right? I'm trying to get this reading, and my grand kitty baby is just being a nut. But we're talking about this is the moment of trumpets. This is the moment of the sounding, the resolution, everything coming into this purpose that you've been waiting for. Okay, you're not repeating old cycles anymore. You're just definitely going to complete them now. And I feel like this reading shows that slow, steady build towards like a deeper mutual connection. Okay, one that's definitely going to feel like the soulmate, the one, the connection. Pisces. I'm a fellow Pisces myself, so you have to forgive me. I'm my grand kitty baby. He is a cool little boy, but boy. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got something from it. I hope you resonated with it. If you did, let me know in the comments, would you? And I apologize for Squirt over there. But anyway, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I hope you subscribe, okay? If you make sure you turn on your notifications. I don't know what else to say. He's got me all bumfuzzled. Anyway, I hope to see you on the next readings, okay? All right, bye-bye.